Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Vrishali, your spiritual healer, psychic medium, occultist and a writer. Today I'm going to speak about the solar eclipse which is happening 21st of June 2020, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the surrounding energy, the cause and effects and what we can expect, and need to look at things on a holistic purpose, and also want to look at it into individualistic level as well. And so let's understand what is the underlying energy. I've been seeing a lot of videos on social media, but I was feeling a bit delayed to make this one, but finally I did make one. See, I'm guided by spirit, and most of my videos are directly as per what downloads I receive, what I understand on the higher level. And so let me speak about a little bit about what exactly is the energy, and because it's not just about the eclipse altogether. Okay, so we need to understand what happened earlier, which was another lunar eclipse on 5th of June in Scorpio, which triggered a lot of emotional imbalances in people, and a lot of emotional hidden truths had come up to light. Now, this eclipse, which is happening in Gemini, wherein Sun is in Mrikshara Nakshatra at about 6 degrees, Moon is in Mrikshara about 5 to 6 degrees precisely. I'm getting 4 degrees here. Rahu is in retrograde 4 degrees Gemini. Mercury is in Panarvasu retrograde 20 degrees Gemini, and I'm also checking on Ketu's position in Mula Nakshatra 4 degrees Sagittarius. And this eclipse will begin about 9:15 a.m. India time, and it will end by afternoon 3-4. Okay. And the interesting part is Moon will land into Ardha Nakshatra, so which means I have a feeling that this eclipse is going to immediately trigger the effect, at least at emotional level, to most of the people. Now, people who are ruled by Gemini, as in ruled by Mercury, who are Gemini, Virgo, Leo, Sagittarius, okay, and also a little bit effect on Libra and Aquarius, because they are all air signs. The elements are same, okay, and to mention Cancer and Virgo, right? So more or less these people are going to feel the impact a little largely. And also people having their natal moon in Gemini or around the same nakshatra and degrees are going to feel this effect more profoundly. Another thing I'd like to say is people who are born during eclipses, okay, especially if somebody is born on a solar eclipse during sometime the similar degrees, will see the difference. But you don't have to get scared, because all your life you have seen your life from a different perspective altogether, because your life has been different from the other people. And so to understand that the energy of Sun, the illuminating planet, was not so much around, okay, because you are being brought onto this planet to enlighten the world around you, the people around you, and bring out the difference. Okay, so firstly, don't get scared. Okay, don't get scared, and this is a time to reflect a lot, because eventually nothing is bad, it's just triggering the situations which needs a lot of healing. Okay, so as we understand, Gemini is a sign of communication. Gemini is so much to do with travel, fast energy, quick energy. Now this energy is going to move in the next direction, okay, and the cause and effects can last up to a decade, depending upon as in when the planet moves to that point. Like right now we know, like Jupiter and Saturn is in retrograde, so they're going to take time to come there, definitely. Okay, and the next expected first planet will be Venus, which is coming here. So I have a couple of messages here to discuss about the energy, and then we're also going to talk about the effect on each Rashi. Okay, so this is more like I'm going to be discussing so that we understand it well, because end of the day we need to understand rather than getting scared. Okay, so first thing is what I feel is this eclipse is gonna bring a lot of heartbreak. A lot of people I see are walking away from the connections. Not necessarily this breakup is like, from a person that you wanted to be with. This breakup is more or less with a person you always tried to finish off things but you were not able to do, mainly because you were tied up by society, you were tied up by norms, you were tied up by so many pressures of the society. But finally you have the strength. Okay, this is 27, number 9, and Mars is in Pisces. So you have got that emotional strength, like, you will be speaking out your truth, and you very loudly. Okay, so I see that this is some sort of new age communication coming up, like, change in the technology, change in the communication industry, something coming to highlight. Okay, something coming to highlight, and people are going to speak out the truth. So any sort of scams, scandals, news, hidden stuff is going to come into highlight. And I feel this is more to do triggering the energy of our political leaders, diplomats, government. These are the situations which I see. And so another thing is that most of the people are going to work a lot on their foundation. Okay, because they are very much anxious. You see this anxiety, so much anxiety. People don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, because definitely God wants you all to embrace the new, because earth has shifted its vibration. And I always talk about, and rather I want to understand things in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. So yes, these are new vibrations, these are new frequencies on around our planet, and we need to move with the shifts that are happening. We cannot hold back too much to the traditional things that we were taught, or we were caught up in those particular patterns, because those particular patterns are not going to continue. So definitely we need to see things with new eyes, fresh eyes. We can't just go on. Okay, we need to be patient, because this is the card that I got in the significator. It was patience. So you need to trust in the plan of God. You need to trust in the plan of spirit. You need to trust on your angels, your guardian angels, who are surrounding you at this point of time, who are helping you. But you need to increase, or rather trust your own intuitions, because so many things may not be happening as per what you are planning. For example, if you got an intuition that you shouldn't travel today but tomorrow, then please listen to it, because maybe there is a travel mishap, and accidents will increase, especially the air accidents, like air travel. So I think you need to calculate a little bit about what antardashas you're going through, what are your current mahadashas, what sort of period is auspicious for you, just in case. Precautions is always better. Okay, precaution is always better, so do that. And I also feel that the fakeism will end to a larger extent, because I think people are done with things. Like, nobody wants fake things in a life. They don't want fake relationships, or fake commitments, or just for the sake of it, just to say to the society that I have this, I have that. If it's a relationship that they are flaunting, or if it's money that they are flaunting, maybe they've bought things on a lot of debts, and that's what they're flaunting. So I think that they will bluntly speak out the truth about it. Okay, so they will no longer be ashamed to speak out what is their core reality. So fakeism is going to end, and people are going to speak out very loudly about their emotions. Okay, because of course the eclipse of that, these are new energies. To certain extent we can predict, and to certain extent the predictions cannot be completely true, because for each person it's going to be different depending upon all the other combinations of planets, right? So we need to see patiently what is happening, because even after eclipse, Mercury is retrograde, okay, till about 12th of July, and Sun is going to pass the Ardra Nakshatra. Okay, so a lot of rude communications can come up, dominative communication can come up, harsh communication can come up, people can snap at you, or you are taking decisions left, right, center, or government can bring very strong policies or certain restrictions which they really want you to follow. So there could be a lot of confusion. Okay, and at that time you have to use the essence of your intellect and your quiet nature of your mind. You should not take hasty decisions. You should calm down. So I strongly recommend meditations. I strongly recommend chants. I strongly recommend, staying in peace, connecting with nature, surrounding yourself with the green color. Okay, healing your throat chakra. So please learn chakra balancing. It's not so complicated. Just go to Google, read it out, okay, and try to learn to clear your chakra on daily basis, because as you do it, the more spiritual you will get, and you will be able to tackle most of the issues by yourself. It's all about a struggle, how well it is managed on a daily life, on a daily basis. Okay, so this healing is required for your heart, because some emotional heartbreaks are expected. Okay, and I think people should take care of their throat, airborne diseases, especially the infections could be on the rise. So do take care and look out for adjacent possibilities, because this is the card that I got, number 24, adjacent possibilities. So look out what else you can do in your life apart from that one thing that can help you to earn your bread and butter, your job, your business. Look out for new opportunities, because the world is changing, things are changing, new products, new line of work, new industries are coming up. Okay, keep an eye, see what is happening, what else you can offer, how well can you serve to the humanity. Okay, so the journeys, like I said before, these journeys, calculate well your risk and then take travel. If it is good to avoid travel, if it is not, you're not able to avoid the travel, then make the proper calculations. Okay, and yeah, you need to think a lot before taking any actions. You take help of your seniors, of your mentors, of your gurus, and then take a decision. It's not necessary that you take all the decision by yourself alone, because after this eclipse we are expecting another eclipse. So sun is doing one job in Gemini, and then by mid of December 14 precisely we have another eclipse in Sagittarius, and we have a lunar eclipse on 5th of July. So we have like this solar eclipse falling in between two lunar eclipses. So definitely the higher intelligence, the divine intelligence is wanting us to know something, and we are supposed to be in the flow. Okay, so watch out, take your decisions a bit calmly, quietly, wisely. Okay, and this is also going to cut off a lot of stereotype, a lot of traditional typical thought of a thinking. So that thinking is gonna get washed out, because I also see the healers of the sages card. Okay, and that's number 51, so 6. So basically people would want to move on more towards healing, more towards connecting with the nature, connecting with the true essence of life force energy, the universal force. Okay, trusting the spirit, trusting the higher God, the plans of the universe, and manifesting that way, right? Because listening to too much of negative things is not going to provide healing, or the negative actions is not going to provide the healing. Like, you need to move towards a lifestyle which is soul fulfilling. Okay, like you are doing your daily spiritual activities, you're connecting with nature. If I know in lockdown it's not typically possible to go outside, but definitely you can watch some videos where it's about the nature videos. You can connect with so many videos which are available. You can do cleansing at home. So you need to go inwards. That is the energy all about. Now let's look at individual signs and the predictions. This is more or less on the ascendant base, and this is a general view, and I feel that it may not resonate completely to you. It's fine, but definitely there's a message for you if you're still watching. So let's begin with Aries. Okay, so Aries, this is happening in your third house. Okay, so all your actions, your travel, relationships with your siblings, okay, may get rocky. Things may be tough on your travel plans. So be very careful about how you want to take your things ahead. If it's okay that you can manage without traveling, great. If not, then please take care of all the precautions. Taurus, it's happening in your second house. So most of you who have been expecting proposals, marriage commitments, settling down, finance, though it may not have happened before, or there was a delay, so now you can expect a sudden communication happening. The energies are shifting for your second house, so this is happening for good. Okay, some of you might just get into quick marriage, blessing in disguise sort of a situation, and this is going to trigger up something massive in your house and family. So watch out. Okay, try to stay calm, and if possible try to keep your communications low from social media. Next sign is Gemini itself, the first house. So Gemini, especially the ones who have these nakshatra, Mrikshira, okay, even if it is Adra or Punarvasu, I would like to tell Gemini that please keep your voice tone very low at this time, because you might screw up things in the haste, because you're always talking so fast. So try to analyze the situation before you speak up. Try to see the emotions of the other person before you speak up, because major changes are expected for you as well, and you need to embrace what is coming new rather than clinging on to the old. And you are going to definitely contribute a lot to the society, to the world, to humanity, by speaking your highest truth. So don't try to clock your emotions. Speak up whatever it is for the highest good for yourself and those around you. And like I said, embrace the new and see it's a new journey. So watch out what all things happen. You can keep a diary to keep a note of how you're feeling during this retrograde while the eclipse gets over till about 12 July. So watch out, Gemini. Then I'm going to speak about Cancer. Cancer, this is going to happen in your 12th house. Okay, so in the traditional way of speaking, which I really don't like in how they speak in the Vedic astrology, because I am also so much of a believer in the Western astrology. I like to talk more about the energy perspective rather than talking so much negative. So if you're watching me talk right now, though it's happening in your 12th house, but believe me, this is going to help you connect with the higher realms. It's going to help you connect with the divine, the communication that happens at totally a different dimensional level than what we expect at this 3D level. 3D is the third dimension. Okay, so if people are telling you that you're going to get a massive loss and this and that and blah blah, I think you should not get triggered by these fears, but you should trust the divine and keep a track on this heightened intuition that you're getting from your higher self. Okay, and that will help you solve a lot of problems or a lot of issues or daily life concerns, and that's going to help you. So I think this is going to be positive, and you have to look at it from the positive way, from the point of love and healing. Okay, Leo, this is happening in your 11th house, so maybe some of you might lose out on the benefits that you guys were expecting, or that could be a delay. Or it may come to you, but it may be shown as if they are doing a favor because you're getting that. Some tough situations can happen with friends, okay, and even seniors at work. So watch out, Leo. I could say that just try to be patient, keep your aggression down. That's gonna save you. Virgo, this is happening in your 10th house, so a burst of new energies in your career, in your karma, like money karma, work karma. Something new is going to happen, and you will be shown exactly what else you can do, what else can be the way of earning another source of income, or if at all, if you're not working, then new jobs can come, and it will be a totally different change for you. This is expected for Virgo. If not, you will be pursuing something different along with your current careers. Okay, because eventually you are also a healer within you. Every Virgo is a healer, and you would like to contribute to the society, because obviously you are an empath, and you would like to serve your life purpose to the humanity. So that's what I see for Virgo. Now let's look at Libra, the next sign. This is going to happen in the 9th house. So most of the Librans, I think, will go through the awakening process, because 9th house is all about spiritualism, philosophy, philanthropy, and how you can do things beyond your daily life, beyond your materialistic life. So I think some of you might get downloads or information about your ancestors from your father's side, okay, or your mother's side. So watch out. Past life karma also can come up for healing, and you will be shown what you need to heal in order to move ahead in life. Donations, good work, pujas, rituals, yagnas is all this what you will look forward for. And so this is how your energies are shifting. Now I move to my next sign, Scorpio. Scorpio, you need to be slightly careful about your own health, partner's health as well, because this is triggering your 8th house, and 8th house, Gemini, the communication can get triggered from your partner's side or from your own health issues. Travel, I think you should not travel during this time for the next 10-15 days at least, and you should watch out if there is any property deals, litigation issues, dispute deals, anything, money is coming so suddenly. Something can come up which was not expected, and but it's like the benefits can come in, okay. So don't be any ego, the benefits are coming, just take it, because this is like karma settling for you, okay. So take it as a goodwill coming towards yourself, Scorpio. Now moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is happening in your 7th house. I know Sagittarius is quite troubled because first house Ketu and now the eclipse in the 7th house, having retrograde planets, okay. So this is quite a stressful situation, and again another eclipse is coming on the 5th of July. So I think Sagittarius, this is the time to completely be surrender to God and higher powers. So be in the flow rather than going against the flow, okay. Sudden communications from your partners, those who are married, if things are not okay, then something will be triggering to either end it or take the relationship to the new level. The ones who are single can expect a sudden proposal or communication going ahead much quickly than what it used to be like in before. If it was always stagnant, then you can see the suddenly the energy hits off, and you will see that you are finally concluding a proposal and moving on to the next stage of life. Business relationships can get a little disturbed, but again I think new sort of vendors, clients, some new business relationships are happening for you, Sagittarius. So all that is happening for your good. Watch out for the next 10-15 days till the Mercury retrograde gets over and Sun moves out from Ardha Nakshatra. And I think lie low, okay. At least take care of yourself as much as possible, and watch out for the next eclipse as well, okay. So I think Sagittarius, just leave things for the way it is as of now, because the major energy gets straightened out by August. This is what I'm getting, okay. Around first week of August, when Jupiter starts coming more closer to its progressive motion, so you will start feeling the difference from August onwards, okay. Next sign is Capricorn. Capricorn, I would like to tell you about your 6th house position where this eclipse is occurring. So I think watch out for struggles at work, communication issues with clients, with your colleagues, okay. Especially this can trigger a lot of unwanted issues, okay. If it's possible, don't sign up for anything like a loan for your vehicle, car. If you want to buy something, just wait for about approximately 20th of July, and then you can go ahead and get your things sorted. So financial decisions should be avoided during this time. This will also open up new jobs for you, Capricorn. Like you might switch your job, or you might want to take up new responsibilities at work. Something is definitely happening for you, Capricorn, so watch out on that. So next sign is Aquarius. Aquarius, this is occurring in your 5th house, okay. So 5th house position is a lot more to do with your subconscious mind, okay. You will be triggered to take new decisions. Probably you are learning something, you want to sign up for a course, you want to go abroad, or you want to complete what education you have left behind, or in certain cases some of you might just suddenly stop your education So keep up that balance, okay? Don't look at short term advantages, but see that how it's going to give you a benefit in the long run, okay? So don't just calculate that something happened and I should stop it. No, it's not like that. Whatever you're doing, it's going to, stretch up to a longer period, and that's the reason you should concentrate on what are the benefits in the long term. Some of you may also expect proposals, marriage, romance is on the cards, and this energy is coming up. So good luck to you, Aquarius. Now, my last sign, Pisces, this is happening in your fourth house. Fourth house eclipse triggers couple of issues to do, or rather say situations to do with your mother, your house, your vehicles. So I think avoid doing any major works like renovation works, buying, selling property, or even vehicles for that matter. Take care of your mom's health. Cleanse your house. Maybe some negativity can just circulate or surround your house, so keep your house cleansed, and try to pray, meditate, and this tough time will pass off, because now that Mars has also entered in Pisces, so you are also feeling a little bit aggressive more than usual. So try to keep yourself balanced and calm, okay? So these are a couple of messages that I had for each sign. Now let's talk about the remedies, okay? Remedies are more to do with chakra cleansing that I've already mentioned while we were talking about the predictions. And you're going to do, surround yourself with green color, so using the green energies, okay? Maybe you can do some plantation at your home, that will help. Donations for green color objects and items on Wednesdays. Those having difficult antardashas of Mercury, not able to get business or fetch business, or having difficulty to convince their clients, or sales are down or business is down, you guys can also help feed the birds, okay, especially pigeons, with some green fodder like green moong dal or something, okay? Feed the birds, give them some water, do some charity of the green color things, and circulate yourself a lot with green color, okay? That will help a lot. And it's about communicating with people. I think you should think and then respond, rather than fast paced response or quick response. So anything, you don't have to react. Like out of 10 situations, avoid reacting to 9 situations, react to 1 situation. So the ratio is going to be like that, more or less, 9:1, and that way you will be able to calm down yourself, okay? Reduce the use of social media, in the sense that don't keep on checking your messages, don't keep how many people liked, or what happened, or did your graph went up, you had more followers, or more views happened or not, please, okay? That's going to trigger your anxiety. So keep up a low profile. If it is required, switch off your mobile and keep. It's not always necessary to answer every single call, okay? So these were a couple of things that I would like to share. And also you can do some chanting of Buddha Bija mantra, okay? And that will help. And the chakra clearance is most important thing, most important thing, okay? So I hope this video has helped, and I hope the anxiety tension of this eclipse is gone a little bit. Don't watch too many people talking about it, and there is nothing to fear. Everything happens as per the divine order. Everything is divinely orchestrated. We will be revealed at each stage of life what we are supposed to go through and what we are supposed to heal, okay? Everything happens for the ultimate karmic clearing and healing of your past life deeds. And we are here as a journey, and we all are together to support each other. So if you're feeling lonely, depressed, then speak out to your family members. If you think that family members don't listen to you, your friends are there. If you think you don't have friends also, then you please make some online friends, or at least join online support groups or communities where somebody is there to guide you, okay, to heal you. and your emotional well-being is the most important thing, at least in this crisis time that we are going through. So please speak out your truth, don't hide your emotion. That's my genuine request to everybody who is watching my channel. Okay, for personalized predictions you can definitely reach out to me on the below given contacts. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe, hit like and hit the bell button so that you are notified on my videos. And most of my videos are up to the mark, to the truth, what I would like to speak out. Okay, it's not made up, it's not a story, and it's very practical, to the point, and genuine. It's all about how you balance your inner self. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Namaste and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.